Hello and welcome to class. My name is Cindy Shelton and I'll be your instructor. I wanted to show you around the course and the way I've designed it for you to best interact with that and hopefully bring you more success. So one way to get to our class is through your local college homepage. So say you're an Ashland student, it's ashland.kctcs.edu, and then go through My Path. In My Path you have a few options to get to your course materials. It's Blackboard Learn. And then that takes you to elearning.kctcs.edu. So you can go directly here. If you just want to bypass, your home page for your campus, you can just go directly in that link. Okay, so either way you get there, when you get there, you can click on your courses, and you should see all the courses in which you're currently enrolled. If you don't, go to the drop down and find Fall 2023. That should also populate. And then you can star those to make them your favorites. So they always show up at the top. So we're going to look at your applied math class. And this is how it should look for you. It may look just a little bit differently as I'm in the instructor view, but mostly the same. So I think this will work. You can follow along with this. So once there, the default is it lands in the content area, and you can see that's what you see mostly, all this stuff in the middle of the page, all the content for our course, which we'll look at that in just a minute. Also, there's calendar, which I wanted to let you know that for this course, and this is kind of the reason for this navigation video, because this might be a little different than your other classes, is I use the MyLab Math program, and you paid a little bit of extra money in your tuition for this to have access to all your math materials, and so your grading is all inside of that, the calendar is all inside of that, and it launches out. You can see this little launch thing. It launches out to a separate window. So if you go to your gradebook, it's in MyLab Math, the Pearson product. Like I said, you paid a little money for that access to this material, and that's where everything is at. Everything you've ever done in the course shows up in this gradebook and in the calculation. I don't know how I got 72%, but I must have been practicing some of your stuff there, but that's how it will look. And you can always tell any previous assignment. You can review that, open it, and look at it. So that does not link to the Blackboard calendar nor the Blackboard gradebook. It's just in MyLab. So you'll use this MyLab gradebook for this course. And so like I said, don't really use this calendar nor this gradebook along this horizontal listing. We'll use the content mainly, and I will send you announcements weekly. You should expect an announcement at least once a week, usually midweek, maybe on a Wednesday. It's my habit to update you on what you should be thinking about that week, but it'll always go by the schedule that I have listed. Discussions, we do a few discussions in this course, so be aware of that. And messages. You can send me messages this way through Blackboard, but I prefer that you do through my email, directly through email, just because it pops up in my inbox on my cell phone, wherever I'm at, whatever time. I can get that replied to quicker than logging in through Blackboard. So I prefer that you send direct email, but I'll find that, but just maybe take me a little longer. Okay, so down the left-hand side, another thing I want to highlight is this Class Collaborate. This is our course room. You can meet me here virtually. Share your webcam, and then we can see one another. I can show you my desktop, and we can work problems on our notebook paper if you need tutoring. And your of course, unmute your audio and those, and we can interact. No one is here unless I know you're going to be there. I won't just live there, but I can meet you there as scheduled. So that is a place we can meet, and you can also meet your classmates if you would like throughout the semester. You can also feel free to come by my office. I am on campus. I'm in the Good Pastor building in G208. I also teach in-person classes on campus on the third floor of the Good Pastor. You're welcome to attend that class if anytime you're able to join us. This class meets on Tuesday and Thursday mornings at 10 o'clock. So you're welcome to pop in if you would like to have the in-person experience. but or we can meet online as needed. None of that is required, though. This is an asynchronous class, meaning you can do it completely without coming to class or any required meetings. So all that is all available here online. All right, so some things in this first module I'd like to highlight. Some information about me. Then this is where you'll do your introduction. This is where I'll save this video so you can review it later if needed. Let's look at your syllabus and calendar. So I do expect you to open your syllabus, read that, all the information there, and then here's your weekly schedule. I would highlight that with you. I have the course laid out in weekly modules. So the first week module, it tells you should always watch the video lecture. So that is an expectation that I have of you, is that you attend the lecture. Online, I have these recorded videos of past semesters, in-person experiences. You can watch those, and I'll show you that link here in just a minute. But I do expect you to do that part before you jump into the homework. So that the first week we'll be doing chapter 1. It's 3 sections. You'll transcribe your main points in some organized notes. I do recommend that you keep a good organized notebook. It will help you when we get to midterm and final exams to kind of review. If you've written it, they say you learn it better anyway. It connects with our brains more. So I encourage you to do that. Interact by keeping your own notes and following along. So the assignment is chapter 1 assignments. And to let you know, I don't just make this up. It's a competency. The competencies are listed at the bottom from your course catalog, what I'm expected to go over this semester. And so that's the alignment, to let you know they do align. Okay, where are we at? So what's due the first week? This last column always tells you what you need to be sure you've turned in. The syllabus quiz is always due. It lets me know that you're active in the class, you've read the syllabus, and you're ready to roll, and I'm not just trying to find you out there somewhere and remind you about it. So please do take that syllabus quiz just as soon as you open the course, and at least make sure you take it by Friday, August 18th, the first week of class. Then for the homework, the math part, 1.1 through 1.3, those 3 sections of homework, and there's also a related quiz, are due that following Monday, August 21st. So all of your due dates are on Mondays, Monday midnight. That gives you the weekend, and then even Monday should you need to finish those up. You're always welcome to work ahead, but stay ahead of the deadlines. So you can work ahead as you find time. The second week you have a little lighter assignment. It's just section 5, 6. That's all we do in chapter 5. We do hop around a little bit. You might have noticed that. It's a topical class. So we don't cover every section or every chapter, I should say, in your textbook, but just the ones that highlight these required competencies. So one of the competencies is you're supposed to know scientific notation and significant figures. So that is week 2. And then the assignment that's due the following Monday. Then the third week, again, same old. You're watching the lecture, transcribing your points, then you're doing your homework and your quiz, submitting those at least by the due date. Now, you will notice this is Labor Day weekend, so I did make that assignment due on a Tuesday. But, you can always work ahead, but I did give you that extra day because of the holiday. And then you keep on rolling. Then about midway, after 8 weeks, we take our midterm exam, which will cover all of the before sections. And you'll have a study guide for that. And then you do the same old thing, and then towards the end you will take a final exam, which is comprehensive from everything we studied. That's why I wanted to encourage you today in the beginning of the class to get a good notebook and try to just keep really good organized notes to help you look back on later in the class. There's a syllabus quiz. You'll notice this little rocket ship. It launches you out into a new window. That's the MyLab program that I've been mentioning. So it tells you the due date for that, and then you can take it infinite times before the due date. So it asks you, did you read? I just want to know that you're acknowledging you did read the syllabus. And so hopefully that's a big yes. And easy questions here. Just to get, what's my name? How many times can you take your quizzes before the deadline? I like to be contacted by my email. How much is your final worth? That's in your syllabus. So things like that. So be sure to take that as soon as possible. Then we have these links to all of our services on campus. If you need any accommodations, please be sure to register with Heather Shelton. And there's a link for that, or you can stop by her office on campus. The other link I wanted to highlight is this one, the Academic Support Services. This is what you might call tutoring. If you're interested in getting a tutor, this is where you would start with that. We have a wonderful tutoring program on our campus, and you can do it virtually, and if you need to do it over the internet, or you can come in person. And then lots of info there. All right, and again, like I mentioned, you have your own MyLab student links. Here's all the assignments are listed here. Always have to launch into a new window. It tells you what's due and when. Every assignment for the whole semester is open, so you can work ahead. Syllabus quiz is due by Friday. These Chapter 1 notes, let me notice that with you. These are the book media. There's some PowerPoints and videos from the Pearson book stuff, so you can use those as needed as a supplement. It may be sufficient for you to attend the lecture, but those are there extra if you need them. And then there's your textbook. So you do have a textbook to access. And then this is that very important grade book I told you about, where you can see your grade throughout the semester. Okay, here's week 1. So here's how the first module looks for when you're really getting down the nitty-gritty. Let's do the homework assignments for the grade. So always an overview to tell you what we're going to do, and then a bookend to wrap up, and then the stuff in the middle. Here is the first week. So instructor notes. This is the lecture that I want you to attend each week. This is me, my personal videos. I follow along with this document right here, so I suggest that you open that up or print it out and participate. I will work through this lecture notes, and it will give you places to fill in as we go and interact and be active with the learning. So I encourage you to do that. And that's for every chapter, everything we do. You've got my notes, my lecture videos. There's the book supplements if you want to do the, let's see, the ones I said were from the publisher. I've got those linked twice. I need to fix that evidently, but just telling you twice, I guess. And then here's the homework. That's what you need to do for your homework 1.1. Every time you open a problem, it gives you infinite tries on that. It also sometimes it will lead you to the textbook page to read more about it, or you can tell me if you've tried everything and you still need further help. It will send me a direct email. Let me know we need to get together about that. Let's do a different one that has more, maybe more going on. Let's look at this. Okay, so this is better. On this problem, it's got to help me solve this and view the example so you can work through a similar problem and see how they worked it. That's real helpful. There's a video on this one. There's the textbook. So it just depends on the problem. Sometimes there's more helps than others, but there is help there, and then it will regenerate you a new problem if you don't get it right after 3 tries and you work until you get it. But if I'm here as backup, if you need me, I'm glad to meet with you. We can arrange a time as needed. Week 2 looks similar. There's always instructor notes and videos, the book supplements that I've mentioned that rockets you out to the Pearson book information, and then the homework, the quizzes. This one has a discussion board for you for that week, and so on and so forth. So I expect you to interact with these modules the way I have them laid out, to watch the videos, to use the supplements as needed before you start the homework. And then the homework also has helps within that. But the idea is, if you'll do the lecture videos and you'll watch enough of the material about it, that you'll be able to just jump in that homework and not have to have multiple tries or multiple helps. Ideally, you'll learn the material and then be able to practice the material without as much trouble in that. So that's the idea. I hope that you have a wonderful semester, and know that I'm rooting for you, and I'm here. Even though we're online, I'm a real person over here, and I would be glad to meet with you and help as needed. So best wishes for a wonderful semester.